Hey Raj. So we have been talking and building videos up to the Panchamayakosha. We've talked about the Anamayakosha, the physical body, the Pranamayakosha, the energetic body, the Manamayakosha, the psychic emotional body, the Vajrayana, the intellectual body, Anandamayakosha, the bliss body. Next comes the Chittamayakosha, which is the sixth layer or the sixth Mayakosha, and this comes from Tibetan Buddhism. So what can you tell us about the Chittamayakosha?
Yeah, when you look at the Vedic and the Upanishad texts, all of them talk about the Panchamayakosha. And in the realm of Hindu traditions of yoga practices, there isn't the sixth or the seventh shell. So this is coming from Tibetan Buddhism. Chittamayakosha. Chitta means consciousness or conscious. But this is not the Western interpretation of, oh, I am conscious now because I'm awake and then somebody hits me on the head and I'm unconscious. This is consciousness, the part of our being that enables us to function in a state of consciousness. It is the awareness that lies beyond just the physical and the mental and the emotional and the intellectual or intelligence functions. Yeah, this is our consciousness. This is about as close as we get to, in the form of our illusion, in the form of our illusionary body or Mayakosha, towards divinity, our consciousness, our awareness, our witness. Yeah, and so it is a very important shell, because the Chittamayakosha and how we influence this Chittamayakosha actually carries its impression from one lifetime to another. So in the purpose of our yogic journey or of evolving our soul all the way to liberation, what we imprint on our consciousness shell is very, very important. And Universal Yoga's internal practices are designed, as well as not just in Universal Yoga's internal practices, all classical and ancient traditions, Tantric Shaivism, Vajrayana Buddhism, they are primarily working through all the prior five shells in order to get us to a state where we can influence and impart specific patterns that serve in our highest good in terms of our consciousness. Yeah, and it is easier said than done, obviously, but how we behave, how we hold ourselves, what are our tendencies, our patterns, all of these get impressioned in our Chittamayakosha. So we want to be very mindful and very aware. A lot of the practices of withdrawing from the five senses, the higher limbs of Raja Yoga, they are all designed to eventually connect more first with our Chittamayakosha, and then figuring out how to not influence actually, but to de-influence. We want to not have any impression, because any impression carried forward is a journey backward. But I want to have an absolute neutral, absolutely transparent chitta. Yeah. So much of the classical practices and Universal Yoga practices are in order to work through our Chittamayakosha in that manner.
It seems like things that may influence our Chittamayakosha may be things like the yama and niyama, practices of internal and external restraints or principles of living. Yeah,
very, very true. I find that in modern yoga, we talk a lot about asana, pranayama, and even, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. But we skip through the yama and the niyama. They become just like textbook definitions. But yama and niyama are created in order to set the platform of the work that we will do. Not wasting of energy, not stealing, because all of these, when you don't follow the yama and niyama, you create strong impressions. For example, satya, not lying, it has such strong, anything that you have lied about ever in your life, you have to hold that so that nobody catches you. And that creates such a strong influence in your Chittamayakosha that you're moving far away from that transparency. And you will carry that tendencies forward in your next lifetime through this Chittamayakosha. So yama and niyama are quintessential, and maybe we will do an entire video on each one of the yama and niyama and how they influence our life, and it seems like afterlife and beyond life. Yeah, thank you for asking that very important question.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for explaining the Chittamayakosha. We hope this video and this information is helpful for you, and we look forward to sharing a class with you or training or retreat with you soon. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.